In this video, I'm going to talk about a couple different ways to arrange your workbook so you can see all of your data. Typically in Excel, you have hundreds, if not thousands of rows of data. Right now, if I hit the END key and the down arrow, it goes down to the very last record. So in this particular workbook, there's 538 rows. In a work environment, it's not unusual to be downloading data out of a database where you could have 10,000, 50, 60,000 records. And I want to be able to see this heading as I scroll down, or maybe I want to see the last row as I'm working up here in some of the top rows. So one of the ways to arrange your workbook so you can see everything at once is to go to the View ribbon, and there's a way to split your screen. So you can divide the window into panes that each scrolls separately. I tend not to use this, but we talk about it in the book. So you have a vertical split and a horizontal split. So let's just talk about the horizontal. Notice as I scroll down, that split stays there and I can see row 6, and then at the same time I can get down here and see the last row. So let's say this is a total row and I'm up here changing salaries. You can also, if I click up here on 6, I can scroll that piece and then I can get to 538 up here also. And the same thing on the horizontal. I can scroll to the right or I can scroll to the left. The reason I don't like to do split screens is I can kind of get confused on where I'm at. So notice I have Ann Jawa right here. It's also over here. And if I scroll, if I go Control Home, I can make it so that she's in all 4 locations, right? So here's this person, here's this person, here's this person. And it becomes kind of overwhelming trying to figure out where am I at with all of these splits. Now, one way to remove, like say I just care about the vertical split or the horizontal, I can drag this off and now I just have the horizontal split. And that may be a little more useful to have one versus the other. And of course, if you want to turn them both off, you just hit split and then they're gone. Now, what I tend to use more frequently is FreezePanes. And so that's right next to the split button right here. And there's different ways you can freeze. I tend to do it such that, let's say I want to see people's names and I want to see the headings. So I'll put my cursor right here, and when you go FreezePanes, it will freeze everything above my active cell. I think I said cursor, but it's active cell. Everything above my active cell and everything to the left of my active cell. So if I hit FreezePanes, you'll see a slight colored or darker border show up there, and there's also one right here. Now when I scroll down, the headings stay there. And if I scroll to the right, now in this case I don't have that much data, but sometimes you end up with many columns of data, and yet I want to keep people's names stuck over here on the left. And so that having that frozen pane right there allows me to keep their names. So I'll use FreezePanes pretty frequently. It's a toggle, so to turn it off you just hit it, unfreeze panes, and now it's off again. If you may just want to freeze the top row. In this case, that's doing us no good because the top row, they started in row 4. And then the same thing, you can freeze the first column if all I wanted to do is keep their IDs. But like I said, I normally will click on an active cell and then freeze everything above it and everything to the left of it. If you don't care about the things to the left, well then I'll click on A5 in this case, and I'll just hit FreezePanes, and now I can just scroll down and it keeps my column headings there.